Hello student. In our last module we have discussed news values. Now we are going to understand the process of writing leads and headline, or I am going to tell you about the key elements of writing a headline, and I am going to explain the factors shaping their structure and length. So first of all you need to understand what exactly is headline, or why any news or news content requires a good headline. So uh, what is headline? So headline is the line of text at the top of any newspaper or magazine article that offers a synthesized outline of its content. A headline should be concise, compelling summary of article using only a handful of words to entice reader to read the rest of the story. So basically it is a cusp of any kind of news which headline contains. Some headline may also contain a subheader, a follow-up line of text that expands on the main point that the headline addresses, providing more context or information regarding the subject. So headline is the title of any news story. It is placed on the top of any news story to serve as a heading of the content written below. After providing the crux of the news content, it helps the reader decide whether the news story of interest of to him or not. It is the written in blog or bigger typeface than the body of any news or story. So we need to understand how to write a good headline. So while writing a good headline, you need to understand, you have to keep some of the points in your mind. So the goal of good headline is to sell your article to potential reader or a specific target audience. There are many steps you can follow to craft a compelling headline. So first of all, the first step is the summarize. You need to summarize the subject matter in your headline. Whether you are writing a headline for an online news site, blog post, or print publication, you only have one short line at the top of page to get across the main point of your story. Boil your narrative down to its most basic point and incorporate that into your headline. So potential reader wants to read on for additional details. Second point, find the hook without spoiling the ending. The purpose of the hook sentence, or a header you can say, is to grab attention and give your reader a reason to invest their time and energy into your writing or into your piece of your writing. You want your headline to understand or to stand out differently, but you don't want to give away the most exciting part of your headline. So a good header offer enough detail to intrigue the reader, keeping them regarding until they reach at the end. So the third most important point is be straightforward. When developing an eye-catching online header, or any header for that matter, for print or for electronic, it may be tempting to write a vague headline that prompts reader to click to find out more. But you should avoid doing this because it can mislead your readers. Avoid deliberately misleading readers with a clickbait header that doesn't truly represent the story's content, because it can adversely affect your publication integrity. So the fourth point is make an emotional appeal. If you are writing a feature article, you may have control over your story's tone and narrative that with a conventional news article. Feature stories rely on writer's ability to maintain a reader's attention throughout the entire piece. Still, one of the more challenging part is getting them interested enough to read the story in the first place. Your headline is the first thing reader will see, so it needs to be pack a punch or set up a question readers will want to see in your story or seek the answer of your story. So it should be a very emotional approach to grab the attention of your reader. So the fifth point is proofread and fact check. Always proofread your headline to catch any typos, missing words, punctuation marks in wrong place, or incorrect word usage. If you are using a thesaurus to find replacement word or synonyms, ensure you pick the correct usage. Fact checking the information in your headline, especially if it is statistics or counts, to ensure that you are providing the most accurate information. So these are the headlines. Why you have to write a good line? um, because so that your reader will grab the attention of that your story. Writing a good headline, you have to be very clear about the story. Be concise on writing while writing your headline. Practice at least 3 to 4 headlines before writing a good headline. Avoid puns and cliches. Try a template. So let's explain this. Let me explain this in more ways. So be clear. Word arrangement and punctuation can affect the meaning of your headline. Be clear and direct with your word selection. Avoid using obscure word and acronyms that can confuse everyday readers. Effective headlines are easy to read and digestible. The reader should see the headline and have a clear idea of the article's content. Okay, so while writing a headline, you have to be clear about your headline. You have to use right word to explain the story of your headline. Next is be concise. When crafting a header, use a few words as possible to preview your article's main point. Use active verbs that deliver an image and make your headline as direct as possible without being too wordy. So if you are writing an online publication or for a concise piece of paper, a concise title is critical because it can help the article rank higher in online searches. So practice. Brainstorm different headline ideas for the same article and make a list of your best attempt. Read each header aloud to determine which sounds the most straightforward, concise, and compelling. Visit your favorite blogs or news or mainstream publication and practice rewriting their headlines. Fourth point, avoid puns and cliches. Crafting a better headline that doesn't fit your publication's tone can make your reader change their mind about reading your piece of article. So if you are going to use a play on words, keep it fresh and original and avoid using puns and alliteration if they don't suit your publication's tone. So basically you need to avoid puns and cliches which actually not fit to your article. Fifth point is try a template. Some headlines work because they fit a tried and true format. Headlines template can help outline the proper structure of headlines so that you can write your own more effectively. You can uh, you can find these templates online using the search engine of your choice. Next point is functions of headline. To attract, the main function of headline is to attract your audience attention. Generating readers' interest is one of the most important function of your headline. A headline on a topic of interest to the reader should be able to lead him to read the news story or an article. This is possible when the reader finds something new or something that he has not been looking for or he has been looking for. However, a headline should not be misleading the reader. It happens when the reader does not get what he was expecting from the story in a later paragraphs. So so the first point of writing a good headline is to attract the audience attention. Second point is to figure out your reader. A headline must be able to persuade the potential reader who are attracted to it if the story is in public interest and the headline is presented in an interesting manner. Third point is to convey a message which is complete. A headline must not be ambiguous or incomplete. It has to be informative and complete. However, an ambiguous headline may work in a graphic or a picture supports to it. Most people read headlines rather than the entire news story or article. Hence, A headline must ensure that a fine balance between the crispness and informativeness is maintained. Fourth point, to facilitate the reader in reading the whole story. Humor and surprise are basically used to generate curiosity in the headline. This is generally achieved through a question or a colorful full quote being used as a headline in itself. So these are the basic function of headline, so which is actually required by a writer to write a good headline. So in our next module, we are going to discuss about types of headlines. Okay, thank you so much.